Hello, class the receiving students and teachers.
Hello, Miss Watakas.
You may be seated. Teachers, we are still on the same strand, substrand, same outcome, and unit title. Now, class and the receiving students, you have been having lessons on acids and bases. A lot of the lessons you had with our two teachers in the previous weeks were all on acids and bases. And by this time now, you all should know what acids are and also bases too. We have a first question that asks, what are acids? Now, what you actually looked at in the previous lessons with the other teachers, you were actually looking at properties. Just like we looked at properties of solids, liquids, and gases, acids and bases also have properties, and we were actually looking at properties of acids and bases. I'd like someone from the class to give me one of the properties that can help us to understand what acids are. And receiving students, please, I would also like you to do the same. Let's say Juanita.
Acid is a substance that is soluble in water, contains hydrogen, and can neutralize.
Very good, thank you. Anything more about acids? Anything more about acids? Receiving students, I hope you have some more there to tell your teachers. Thank you, Rachel.
Acid stays sour.
Very good. And some more. Now, what you have just told me, and receiving students, I hope you did the same to your teachers. What you have just told me are some properties of acids. Acids taste sour. That is a property of acid, as well as the other answers that receiving students you may have given your teachers, as well as Juanita and Rachel from our class. Now, same type of question. What are bases? Some properties of bases that you can tell me. Thank you, Winnie.
Bases have a bitter taste and soapy feelings.
Good. Very good. Any more? Receiving students, I hope you are doing the same. Any more? Any others? Let's say boy. A boy, please. We had 3 girls now. I'd like to have a boy from the class. Eddie. Let's have Eddie.
Bases are made out of more than 2 elements that can be soluble or insoluble in liquid.
Very good. Thank you, Eddie. So once again, what you have told me are actually properties of bases. Now, for us to know the actual definition for acids and bases, whatever we are just learning now and we have learned in our previous lessons, properties of these chemicals, so properties of acids and bases should be able to help us to understand what acids and bases are. Now, class and receiving students, I'm going to do one demonstration that will lead us to our lesson. And I'd like to have Michelle, please. Now, I have with me pure cordial, orange cordial. This is pure. That should do. I don't have to put too much. That should be enough for Michelle to do a demonstration for us. Thank you, Michelle, if you can come here. Okay, what I have with me is some cordial. This is pure, and I'm going to give it to Michelle. Michelle will drink and let us know how it tastes like. Now, I'd like the class and the receiving students, I'd like you to also observe carefully Michelle's expression or whatever she does when she drinks this cordial. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, Michelle is going to tell us how did it taste like, Michelle?
It tastes very bitter and sour. As soon as it goes in, it's a bit sweet, but when it settles down, it gets sour and a bit bitter.
Very good. Thank you, Michelle. You have to still remain. Now, the class and the receiving students, because this cordial is very pure, so how Michelle described it, that's how it tasted when she drank. What will I do to make this pure cordial suitable for Michelle to drink? I'd like someone to give me answer to that question, please.
Add water.
Add water. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This is new water. I bought this. Okay, let's see what Michelle will tell us after she drinks it. Still sweeter. Thank you. If you can tell your friends and your friends out there in the receiving schools.
Now it tastes sweet and it's very nice.
Very nice. Good. Thank you. Now you have to take it back here. Now that leads us to our topic for this lesson, which says add dilute acids and bases. Now what we actually did, we added water to dilute the pure cordial, so it is suitable for drinking. Now, dilute acids and bases. There's a picture that shows us some of dilute, what is it? Dilute acids. And this one shows us dilute bases. Now, what do we mean by dilute acids and bases? What do we mean by dilute acids and bases? If I can have someone from the class to tell us. Dilute acids and bases, what are they? Here we have the word dilute. Receiving students, please, you also explain to your teacher of your understanding of dilute acids and bases. Thank you, Diane.
Diluted acids and bases are solutions that has small amount of dissolved substances.
Very good. So these substances that have small amount of acid and water, small amount of base and water. Now they come in many forms, acids and bases. Some come in solid forms and some liquid. So you see that some of the bases that we have at home, you can see in the picture, they may be liquids or solids, as well as acids too. Now, general rules before we go into our activity for this lesson. The first one says you have to clean up your mess after you have finished with everything. Every group member is to fully participate in the activity. For you to learn, you have to participate. If you don't participate, then you are not going to learn what you're supposed to learn in this lesson. Now, our safety rules. You will be working with sharp objects like knives. So please, you take care. Do not eat or taste anything. If whatever you have brought is edible meaning can be eaten, please do not taste it. Because this is not an eating lesson we are having. And wipe any spills on the table or floor. I'd like you to check, class as well as the receiving students, if you have all these materials needed for the lesson with you. While we are doing that, I'd like to have one person from each group to come up. Now listen, one of the groups from the class, you will be using plastic cups, so I hope you came with plastic cups. The rest I've provided test tubes and beakers, and one, I don't have enough for everyone, so one of you will have to use plastic cups that you brought with you. Now, if I can have a person from each group to come and get your tray of some materials there. These two groups, action, just check which you are getting. This is Omo. If you are for Omo, that's Omo there. Action is here. Shampoo and soap, please. Soap is here. Now, listen. Make sure you got the right solution that you were assigned to work on. Now, class and the receiving students, I'd like you to have a look at the table I have on the screen. The model class, you have yours on the paper. Now you see we have on the first column, in the first column we have, it says bases. Then the second column we have type of substances. And these are the substances that you are going to use. Acids, they are dilute acids. And color of litmus paper. You will make your prediction. Then after you have done the experiment, then you do your confirmation, the color that it shows once you do the experiment. Now, so you should have a table like this, a class and receiving students with your teachers. If you don't have this table, I'd like you to have that drawn quickly in your workbooks, receiving students with your teachers. Our first instruction, you have to write down what you think will happen when the different dilute acids are added to the dilute bases. I'm going to give you about a few seconds to come up with your prediction. What do you think will happen when the different dilute acids and bases are added together? Right, let's see what you have for your prediction. Graham, what did you come up with, you and your friends? You've just seen demonstration of the introduction to our topic where we added two different solutions, that's water and pure cordial together. We made it suitable for drinking. Now, what do you think will happen when these different bases and acids are added together? Receiving students, you should be also telling your teacher of your predictions. Yoa, what did you come up with?
The colors taste the same.
Color of what? Which?
Soap.
Okay, so Yoa is saying because they're using soap solution, that is their base, they're using a soap solution with those dilute acids. So himself and his friends, they say the color will remain the same. Okay, good, thank you. That's what they have. And I hope you others also have yours too. We also have another prediction. This time is to predict what will happen, predict the color of the litmus paper when two different bases and acids are added. So you have your table there. The class, you have your table given to you. You are going to fill that table in before we go on to the experiment. Receiving students and the teachers, I believe you had the table drawn into your workbooks. I would also like you to do your predictions while your friends do theirs too. Okay, you are given a minute to do that, class. You all have different bases. Now, once you add that base to the acid you have, what color will the blue litmus turn to? We will be using blue litmus. So what color do you think it will turn to? That shouldn't take you long. You have only 1 minute to do that. Let's see what you have. Lisa, you and your friends, which base are you using? Now, we will use Lisa and her friends. There's as an example. Every one of you are using different bases, but the same dilute acid. So let's have Lisa and her friends. There's as an example. So what is your base? Action. It's the base they are working on. Okay, what's your prediction? This is an example we are doing. You should do something like that. Action when it's added to vinegar. What's your prediction? What color of a blue litmus paper? Okay, they say red. What about to orange? Action to orange. Red again. To lemon. Blue. Sprite. That's one of drinks. Remains the same. That's blue, because we are using blue litmus. How about 5 corner? Red. Okay, so that's Lisa and her friends, the base they are using is action, and that's their prediction. Now, you others should also have something like that. You should have the name of the base you are using there, then your prediction, the color that you think the blue litmus paper will tend to once you dip it into that solution that you make. Now let's see our next instruction. Extract the dilute acid from the fruits into the test tubes or plastic cups. So you should do that now. Now, if you just brought one or two, you only use that one or that two that you brought with you. Put your cups outside. You're now supposed to be extracting that now. You start doing that. Class, I have papers here put into your trays. These papers have the names of the acids and the base written. You might get yourself mixed up, mix all the solutions up. So you open it. If it's orange there, then you put the paper that is orange where your orange solution is, or your orange base you are using, as well as the others. So that's what you should do now. Get that one out and put it there and put all your beakers over it. All the acids you have, only the ones you brought. Okay, so this is some putting Sprite. That's one of your. Like this, so you don't mix it. You should be extracting that eddy. Don't forget you have the knife and the watch, so start doing that. Okay, thank you, that's enough. Is it same level with your other? Okay. Okay. Where's the, put one here, somewhere here, underneath here, so we know it's brighter. Once you extract the juice, you should be filling the test tubes, the beaker, or the plastic cup that you have with you. But we can have it, we have to throw it away. Because we put that what in your vinegar. Well, oh, good, you're using cups. Alcohol is the one for drinking. This is chemical vinegar. Let me see. Huh? No, that's for drinking. You have to clean that one and I'll give you another. You see, now you're already getting yourself confused now. You had that paper there, so you were supposed to put that paper across here. I showed you what to do across here and then put your, okay, this is vinegar. Okay, our class, please listen. you are to use the base you have, the solution you have, to add to all the dilute acids. So if you have OMO, then you are adding that OMO to all those 5 dilute acids. Drops. That's the vinegar, right up. Okay, you put a piece of blue litmus paper in, then you add, see the colors of the blue litmus paper, then you add the base solution and see the color, whether it changes or it's still the same, and then you record it. What does it say? Put a piece of blue litmus. Did you put your base in? You add your base to all this, or otherwise you can put the litmus in and after that add the base. Put your litmus paper in there first. And then after that you add this one and then you will see the color. So keep on adding the base to see whether the color changes or it's still the same. You have to keep on adding more base. We should be filling our tables and getting ready for presentation. Right, let's have Michelle and her friends to tell us what they have. You tell us the base you have, your predictions you made, and your confirmation. I would also like to have Malcolm to get ready also for yours. Teachers, we will only have 2 groups. But I encourage you to make sure you have every group that you have in your class to present their findings. So let's have Michelle or Diane, one of you. You just tell us the base you used. Okay, your predictions you made for each of those, and what did you find out, your confirmation?
The base we used was shampoo solution, and the prediction of vinegar when we Before putting the blue litmus paper in was red, orange. Blue litmus paper is same blue, lemon, green, and the Sprite is blue. 5 corner is red, orange. And the confirmation is pale red when the blue litmus paper was put into vinegar. Orange is same, pale red. Lemon is pale red. Sprite, pale red. And 5 corner is also pale red.
Good, thank you, Diane. Let's have Malcolm, please.
Our base is Somo, and our prediction was acid is vinegar. When we predict, it was we thought that it was red, and orange was red, lemon blue, Sprite blue, and 5 corner red. And when we confirm it, vinegar was red, orange was red, lemon was red, Sprite was red, and 5 corner was red.
Okay, good, thank you. That's what Malcolm and his friends have. Okay, let's say one more from Lisa and her friends. Okay, let's have a boy, Eddie. You present that. Because we have 2 girls now.
In our prediction, vinegar, we predicted that it was red, orange, red, lemon, blue, Sprite, blue, 5 corner, red. Confirmation, the blue litmus paper turned into red, orange turned into red. Same all the acids.
Okay, same to all the. Thanks very much. Good, thank you. Now, I'd like you to listen carefully. When you added the base solution that you used with the dilute base solution that you used with the dilute acids, the color of the litmus that you had should be neither blue nor red. If it was neither blue nor red, then what the reaction has taken place between those 2 different solutions, the acid and the base. Now, if you find that you still have red color there or blue color there, then whatever you have added together, not much reaction took place. Now, reaction between dilute acids and bases, or even acids and bases which are strong, is called neutralization. So if neutralization has taken place, then you will see that the blue litmus paper is neither blue nor red. It's not blue, it's not red. It should be a different color. And so then there is a new solution produced. Once you add those 2 together and neutralization takes place, then a new solution is produced, or we say water is produced. If that did not happen, then you may have had more acids, or you may have had more bases. Okay, we'll go through our summary quickly. If you can have that quickly into your workbooks. The first summary. The second. The last one, last summary point. The key phrase for this lesson is neutralization. Our next lesson, this time, is adding concentrated acids and bases. The materials for the next lesson, teachers in the receiving schools, you will only need the worksheets for next lesson, as students will be viewing a video on neutralization of concentrated or laboratory acids and bases. Now, this is a reminder to teachers in the receiving schools as well as those who are receiving our program. For lesson 51, there has to be preparation, planning and preparation done, and it's on traditional dyes. Now, because we don't have a lesson on our program to prepare for this lesson, lesson 51 on traditional dyes, teachers, you are to use one of your language lessons for your students to plan and prepare for lesson 51. Now, these are the areas to consider, teachers. Please take note. That's the first one. Second, we have that. Please take note, teachers, once again, and have these materials prepared, because if you don't have it prepared, then it's not going to be, it won't work out for you when it comes to lesson 51. And with that, thank you, class, the receiving students and teachers, for your participation.